So, doing another review for season 19 of South Park. The latest episode was on tonight, episode 7, Naughty Ninjas. I watched it and I loved it. Like I said last week, or I think it was 2 weeks ago actually, with the Craig and Tweak episode, I thought that was boring and it went nowhere. This one was hilarious. It starts off with, the police just swarm in the school, and it's all about PC principal and Leslie, the little girl he's always getting into arguments with. He's putting on some sort of assembly thing, and he's like, "Leslie, quit talking!" That one, which I thought was a pretty funny running gag, and now that he calls it the SWAT teams to take care of her, and then of course Barbary comes in and thinks something truly terrible is going on, and there's a laser pointer, so he just opens fire and shoots this Mexican kid. Of course he gets fired, and of course the episode is all about, sort of like Ferguson and stuff like that. Well, not so much Ferguson, but just the general way we're looking at police now. And everyone's hating on them, and they're saying, they had a whole routine where it was, "Fuck the police," the Compton, straight out of Compton song, Ice-T, and it backfires on them because they also had this B story where Kenny's neighborhood, which was gentrified, at like episode 2, I think it was. No, 3. Well, after the city walk gentrified that neighborhood, his falls into dire straits. Everyone moves out, so all the bums move in. So him and Token decide to form a ninja group, which Cartman thought was totally gay, and then reverses himself when he says that everyone's afraid of ninjas. They're not afraid of them because they thought they were ninjas. They were afraid of them because they thought they were ISIS. And that was a pretty funny gag, confusing with ISIS. And then later you have actual ISIS funding them, and then Cartman throughout the thing is trying to pretend like he didn't say ninjas were gay. And the whole police storyline, that was funny, especially when they go back to them and they're trying to get the police force back, but they're like, "No, didn't you say fuck off to us?" And they had started a hula hoop school, and they wouldn't respond to anything because they thought they'd get in trouble. But the best part about that episode would have to be the ending. So Barbary, like I said, he got fired because he shot a kid, and then they try to bring him back to shoot more kids. He ends up shooting one of them, but they realize, they weren't ISIS, they were just ninjas, so they fire him again. In the end of the episode, you see him in this sort of dark office room, and there's this guy talking to his government officials. "Officer Barbary, have you noticed certain changes in South Park?" He's like, "Oh, yes, I did." And the government guy's, "Well, that's all because of one little girl, Leslie." He shows a picture of Leslie, playing on a swing with PC principal. That's the best thing about that episode was, the cliffhanger. Because, like I said, at the beginning of this, I thought, it was playing off as one big story. And you'd see every episode sort of tied into the last one. And it felt like it was just continuing right from there. So now they're back in the story, and now the PC nonsense that's going on, and they're finally confronted. It's like I said, one big story. We saw at the beginning where it was really strong, the first 3-4 episodes, and in the middle way it kind of gets boring. It's like the first act was cool, second act, now we're getting into the third act where it's all going to tie together and have some big conclusion, and I am looking forward to that.